Jeez, why can't they just put shoes that are already on your feet when you wake up? This is the... Jeez. Oh, what's this? Oh, hey everybody. Hey, good morning, Ronnie.
What are you doing?
Filling semis. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we potentially have a really busy day, and we could potentially be spending a lot of money. Morning, Danny. Morning, Scott. Hey, what are you guys doing here again?
We're gonna finish up your 1400s this morning.
And eat some pizza.
Is it always windy here?
The fan's on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Kenny, where is it?
Not yet. It'll get there.
Ah, there it is!
I missed that so much.
Wild Denny in his natural habitat. Taught you how to run that?
My dad.
We got some rock coming today, and I just cracked a fingernail. But anyhow, we got a couple loads of rock coming in front of our shop here and stuff. We're starting to get a lot of that dirt on top. There's a lot of rock underneath, but we just kind of like to put a new coat to kind of refresh it, because otherwise we're walking through a bunch of mud. Oh, this stuff looks nice. This is what they call an 1.5 inch rock, driveway rock. For show, we probably should get white rock, but we're doing the driveway rock.
I don't want my finger to look like yours.
Hey?
Trying to get everything lined up there so it's not crooked or...
So the reason why we got Scott and Denny out here again today is on the inside of the hub here, we needed to get this cover on, and the other day we were missing a few bolts. We had a couple breaks, so those came in, got that all on. Thank you, Denny. Thank you, Scott. You guys make it look easy.
It's always good to have a helper.
I hand them the tools.
But I'll admit, taking a 4,200 pound tire with all them wheel weights moving around, it knocks you on your butt a little bit.
Speaking of 4,200 pound tire, had some people in the comments saying these are heavier tires, bigger footprint. Wouldn't that mean more compaction?
This big tire basically acts like a snowshoe. So if you've ever been out in the snow and you sink, that's why they put the shoes on so they don't sink as far. Exactly what that tire is doing.
Hello everybody, welcome to Tire School 101. So right here we have two duals, and then we have our row of corn. So in the case of duals here, they are what's called row crops. So that means they're gonna be driving right between the rows so we're not knocking over our corn. Where in the case of the floater, we're gonna be running this bad boy over. So that begs the question, why do we wanna get rid of the duals? And we have three reasons for that. Compaction, traction, and ride. Whoa, Cole, what do you mean? Right here with the duals, we can see it's not running over the corn. That is correct. We are not running over the row of corn, but in between the rows is getting ran over, and that gives us what's called sidewall compaction. So as the corn's growing down, it actually grows out. So that means it's growing into the compacted area. And since the old duals are a lot smaller than the new floaters, these have less surface area, meaning there's more weight on a smaller spot. So that means we have more sidewall compaction. So now let's talk about the floaters here. Because look at this, if we take two duals, it doesn't even equate to half of one of these LSWs. So basically when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, these new LSW 1400s are only going to be putting down 12 pounds of pressure per square inch. So taking the 12 pounds per square inch from the tractor and then pairing that with our ag leader hydraulic downforce, we shouldn't have any compaction issues. And another really nice thing about these wide tires, if we do hit a wet spot, we're not gonna be cutting a little rut like the skinnier tire will. So that means when we come back later, we're not gonna have all these bumps through our field essentially. And speaking of bumps, since these are such a wide tire, they actually bridge little chatter bumps and stuff. So these are gonna be a smoother ride across the field. And then at the same time, since there's so much more surface area, there's a lot more bar to the tire. So that means technically speaking, we have more traction than if we had duals. Unless we're in a side hill condition, because in the case of the duals here, we have an edge here and we have an edge here. But in the LSWs, we only have the one. So that's kind of the method behind our madness here. And with that being said, this concludes Tires 101. I'll be sending out report cards next week.
Got one stud to put in the front wheel. No, not me, but a stud in the tire. Then we'll be done with this one.
Have that tractor. Fun on your trip.
All right, we got mud in front of us and we're gonna drive through it. All right, we're dipping the front tire in. Babe, look at that. running water, and it hardly even made a track. Wow, that's crazy.
All right, good deal. 340 should be ready to go. But now Dad and I are going to get in the truck here. We're gonna head halfway across the state and we're gonna go look at another corn head. Something don't quite sound right. Typical Ford. You guys see this place over here? I guess I should say you guys smell the place over here? Well, that is the ethanol plant where we take all of our corn. Ah, pizza's calling your name, huh?
I don't know if something is, 'cause I'm really, really hungry, so I figured I'm gonna pull over and grab something to eat quick.
It's a funny looking piece of pizza.
Mm-hmm. I got way too much mustard on it.
All right, where's it at? Where's it at? Hey, do you know where Derek's at?
I don't know, he might get blown away today.
Come on now, walk faster. Oh, there she be. All right, Dad, what do you think? You've looked at it for 12 seconds.
It looks a lot different than it did in the snowdrift.
So when we're looking at a corn head, we're really assessing quite a few things here. First off, we're just assessing the overall appearance. Does the stuff look good? Is it all sun faded, rusty, that kind of thing? And then we're looking at gearboxes, seeing if any oil's dripping from anything. We're looking at hydraulic lines, making sure nothing's all cracked up, checked up. Basically signs that it sat out in the sun. And we do the same thing for all the wiring, make sure there's nothing frayed, no cracks anywhere. Has it been rewelded? Any spots been repainted?
I was just looking at like the pan and stuff. It don't look war. Main thing, just, you know, sitting out, just needs a really good cleaning, and once you get running it, shine it up.
Really, from a cosmetic perspective, we see a little bit of surface rust on stuff here, but that's just because it sat outside. Thing I found kind of interesting, Derek just mentioned that these front sprockets here are a hard polyplastic. The idea behind that is the plastic isn't as abrasive on the gathering chain, so then that way the gathering chain lasts longer. I wonder who welded that.
See, it wasn't me.
Jeez, I didn't think he was ever gonna leave, Dad. What are you thinking?
Looking at the real head itself, it really appears to be a nice looking head.
I really think just a good power washing is gonna do wonders on this. I mean, even the black has just got that outside grime. Yeah, look at that, just rubbing with my fingers. Makes it shiny again.
Yeah, like you said, we use that really good soap.
Put Sable on that, yeah.
Yeah, Sable, look what you get to do.
Need to do our workout real quick. God, the quicker you run, the easier it is.
How many can you do?
3 right
I
now.
don't know if I can even do 3.
Oh,
Wow. That's 3.
and I didn't even have to run. What, I guess, just to refresh, what were you what would be the bottom line, or what
So I think I told you guys, do the PTOs, do the hoses, kind of do some of that stuff, get it back so it's ready to hook on your combine. And I want to physically put it on your combine, put the monitor in it, that way we can fold it, we can run it, we can do all that. I think I was at 55,000.
Okay, I think that's what I
Yep.
was thinking,
Yep.
55.
Yep.
No,
So-
that sounds great, and that sounds fair to me. Hey guys, T190 windshield.
You don't, Dad, you don't break those. What are you talking about?
Broke a few of them, not too many last few years.
When I got up this morning, didn't want to have to spend $55,000, but we spent $55,000. I'm ready to be done spending money for a little while, Dad.
I think that should do us for quite a while, don't you?
We have the bend site coming up, the electrical with that, the rock, the freight for the bend stuff, got some seed still we need to pay for, might need a skid loader down the road, bulldozer, you might need to get a new Trans Am.
I could see the Trans Am kind of taking over everything there when you mentioned that. I miss my little Trans Am.
Oh, and by the way, a lot of people have asked what we're gonna do with these, if we're gonna sell them or what. We honestly don't know yet. We're kind of thinking about what we want to do. Parts of us want to keep them because if we eventually trade the tractor down the road, then we'd still have the LSWs we could slap onto something else. But then it's like, are we gonna keep this tractor for 20 years? We gotta think about it. We could be planting in 3 weeks.
Yeah, coming quicker than we think.
All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.